Hello, everybody. Pastor Randy here. Welcome to Making It Simple. Hope that this finds you doing well today. I want to thank you for joining me. I want to thank you for giving me just a little portion of your day. And I hope that everything that we say and do today, and in fact, in all the lessons that is provided through here at Making It Simple, are a blessing to you. I want to thank you for your prayers, your support, and for sharing these with other people that you think may benefit from the teaching that I am able to give you. When we think of the word being prepared, what comes to your mind? It could be being ready for something. I'm prepared for it, whatever comes. I'm preparing a meal. Are they prepared? Have the whatever been prepared? It just really depends, as most words are, on the context of how the word is being used and kind of how the definition weighs itself out. 1949, Hank Williams, the old country music legend, he produced and put out a song, wrote a song, in fact, called Mind Your Own Business. And the little tagline to that would be, and then you won't be minding mine. Friends, we have a time today that we're living in. My goodness, there is so much going on. And as you've heard me talk about many, many times, the distraction in that is maybe at levels that none of us have ever seen. Oftentimes, distractions can be something to keep our focus off of things. But in particular today, I believe that oftentimes the distractions are to keep your focus off the truth. In the passage that we're going to look at today, Jesus makes a very, very pointed statement that I want to build our conversation off of today. So we'll go in a couple of different directions, Lord willing. But I want us to start off with this. This is John chapter 7 and verse 6. It said, Jesus said unto them. Now remember, yesterday they were trying to get him to just go forward and just be out there and do whatever, in essence, to prove something. But he didn't have to prove anything. That had already been done, and he knew who he was, and he knew his mission. He knew what needed to be done and when it needed to be done. But this was important. He said to them, my time has not yet come. In other words, I know when it needs to be taken care of. I'll know when it needs to be done. I know when I need to be there. But that's not right now. I'm on a mission, but it's not time for it to be complete. However, your time is always ready. Would that stop and make you think? I would hope that it would. Because the Lord is saying that to us right now. Your time is always ready. What does that mean? Friends, it's very simple. You've heard me talk about the reality of the brevity of the temporary nature of life. Now again, I realize some could see that as a line of being morbid or grim or looking at it through the half empty glass. It's not that at all. Many experiences in these last few weeks have proven that point. People not waking up that seemingly the day before were clearly healthy. People participating in something and have a stroke the next day. All these different things. And again, I realize that is slightly negative, but that's not the point. The point is our time is always ready. But the question is, are you prepared for that? That's a good thought to build off of. I realize that not everybody walks down this road of faith. I realize that not everybody believes the same thing. And I realize that there are even those who don't believe anything and will openly profess, oh, I don't believe that. And you've heard me say before in other lessons, you don't have to. You can walk out in the traffic, which here where I live, there's a whole bunch of it. And you don't have to believe that you're going to get run over. You don't have to believe that those cars wouldn't actually stop if you step out. Go ahead. You'll find out. Jesus here is saying, don't be concerned about what I'm doing. Mind your own business, and you won't be minding mine. Now, he wasn't being sarcastic and he wasn't being a jerk. He was saying, you need to have you ready. How true is that still right now? Busybodies and worrying about what everybody else is doing has been a problem for a long, long time. In today's world of social media, when everybody displays their entire life for the whole world to read, and then gets bent out of sorts when somebody says something, we need to stop and back up for just a minute, friends. I really, really am impacted by this one statement. Your time is always ready. Meaning that the creator of that time, the creator of the very life and the very breath which you are enjoying right now, he's always ready. Always. And at any moment can say, your time is now. That's not to scare you. That's to prepare you. Friends, we need to get our hearts right. We need to make sure that our spiritual house is in order. No day is promised. It goes back to the Old Testament. Moses, I should say. Moses, forgive me, please. Moses said that our days are 70 years. Anything beyond that's a blessing. But that's not even at that a guarantee, because as is said in the book of Proverbs, as is repeated in the book of James, tomorrow's not promised. Don't even brag about or boast about or even make any real proclamations about tomorrow, because you don't know that. That's not to be grim. It's not to be rude or ugly. That's just true. In this conversation, Jesus is trying to get them to understand, okay, you're very concerned about what I'm going to do. But rather, you should be concerned about you. Because your time is now. What he was speaking of was not only eternity, he was speaking of which path are you going to follow. Because the next passage he says, the world doesn't hate you because you're walking in the world. The world hates me because I exposed the truth. Where you have to make a decision is which path are you going to follow? Are you going to follow me and be hated by the world? Or are you going to follow the world and make sure they don't have anything against you? What's the old saying? You can't beat them, join them. He says here, the world cannot hate you, but me, it hates. It hates. And then he goes on, he says, because I testify of it. I tell what's really going on. Distraction today tries to keep you from seeing that. Distraction today says, oh, that didn't happen. But when you're looking at the film and it happened right in front of your eyes, you know that it did. It's mind games, friends. And only the enemy does that. The enemy is the one that is trying to keep you from seeing your time is now. So the question is, which one are you going to do? Which one are you going to follow? You're standing at that crossroads. You're thinking today, which way do I go? Which one's going to offer you life and it eternal? Which one is going to offer you something temporary that may seem great, but will run out? You've heard my analogy before. Get in your car and drive, and I'm not going to stop at any gas stations along the way. Eventually you will, or you'll walk. That's reality. I have a water bottle sitting right here on my desk. I'm going to drink that water until it's empty. And if I don't go get some more or another bottle or whatever, it will be empty the rest of the day or the week or however long. It runs out. That's life. Your time is always ready. But are you? This is really a deep thinking point, and it's being built off the premise in continuation of a conversation. Jesus was walking among those that needed to listen. We still are walking among those that need to listen. Actually listen to what is being said, not just hear it. Hearing is again, the agreement that there's an audible sound going on, be it noise or music or words or what have you. Listening is being able to apply that which has been heard. Jesus here is saying, it's not my time. My time will come when I will accomplish what I came to do. Thus the words later on the cross, it is finished. But I'm not there yet. I'm still working on some things, and I've got some stuff that has to be taken care of. Now that's totally paraphrasing, but that's exactly what he's trying to get across. But then he turns it around and he says, but your time is always ready. Are you prepared for that? Whether it is to step into eternity or whether it is to make the decision that will get you there. Which way are you going to go? Because he says, as long as you're following the world, meaning the ways of the world, evil and wickedness and moral things and all the other things that are completely not of God, are you going to follow that? And the world will have nothing against you. They'll celebrate you. You'll be on TV. You're a person of fame, possibly, in some capacity, whether it's 15 minutes or whether it's long term or whether it's local, or it doesn't matter. You'll be fine. Nobody will have a thing against you as long as you continue to go along with that. Or would you follow me? Because the world hates me. And I promise you, if you follow me, because it hates me, it'll hate you. Now, hate is a strong word. We hear it all the time today. I hate this, I hate that. It's again become a part of our Western language, our culture. We just continually say that. He's saying your time is always ready. The time for decision is always in front of you. Which way will you go? I saw a phenomenal quote this morning. It said, a mistake that is repeated is a decision. Wow. Think about that. A mistake that is repeated is a decision. I'm guilty. You're guilty. We all are. Jesus says here, your time is always ready. So my question to you is, are you ready? Are you prepared? Have you made that decision? Have you accepted the invitation of Christ to be a part of what he's offering you? And to be a part of this incredible family that God has called us to be a part of. To let him live and dwell within us, to show through us and let others see there is an answer. There is hope. There is truth. There is light. You see, friends, we're seeing all this just horror show in front of us. But what we're not being told is there's an answer. What we're being led to believe is that it can only get worse unless you comply and do what you're told. But who's doing the telling? It's not God. God is saying here, you've got two pathways. You've got two answers. And you can only pick one. Yes or no? Which one are you going to do? Because if you go with the world, you'll be fine. They're going to embrace that. You're going to it's going to be great for a little while. Or you can follow what I do and understand the truth and let that truth set you free, your mind free, your heart free, your spirit free. But the consequence of that is the world's going to hate you. Do we not see that happening right now in front of us, friends? If you stand for anything outside of what the world narrative is today, you are strongly disliked, ostracized, and in most cases, hated. You're seen as a nut, a conspiracy theorist, a this or that. All the different labels, all the different names, all the different things to say that you are wrong because you don't agree with me. That's not of God. Never has been, never will be. What he's saying here is, it wasn't my time. In this passage, he was saying, it's not my time, but it's yours. And you have to decide what you're going to do with that. So, my challenge to everyone today, as we think about that, do you want to just go with the flow? Do you want to just say, oh, well, it's all okay now? It's different times. It's okay. But is that true? If it was wrong, and when I say wrong, I mean God said no. I'm not talking about societal opinions. If God said no, and we know through conviction of our hearts that wrong is wrong, murder, adultery, thievery, on so and on so, because all of those words have subcategories. There's a lot of things that come under those banners. It's not one particular act. But if God said it was wrong, it's still wrong. If God said it was right, it's still right. Your time is always ready, meaning you have the opportunity to make a decision. Which one are you going to do? Now, this is not a message of chastisement and judgment and finger pointing. This is a challenge to you and to me. This clearly says your time is always ready. You could be called on at any minute. Are you prepared? It's like walking into a classroom and the teacher has given you an assignment a month ago and you've never heard anything else about it. But there was always an expectation that if you be called on, you could discuss it. That's what he's saying. Where you going to be? Are you prepared? Have you made your mind up? Have you thought about it at least? This is the challenge of making it simple, is to lay out a case. It's your decision. Your time is ready. My time is ready. You can see what's going on. And if you can't see it, ask the Lord for wisdom. It says in the book of James, if you have not, it is because you have asked not. If you desire wisdom, ask of him who will give it to you and give it to you liberally. You get as much as you could possibly want. If you want to see the truth, all you got to do is ask, and he'll show it to you. And it'll be clear as the sun is shining in the sky. Your time is always ready. But the question is, are you? God has a plan, and you're a part of it. You can be. All you got to do is say yes. This passage is deep. Someone read it and just go on as just a mere challenge, but it's so much deeper than that. This is a daily understanding of preparation. This is a daily understanding as I have a decision to make. Which one am I going to do? Because one thing offers me this, that, and the other for now. The other offers me peace and joy and contentment of mind and heart, but eternal life forever in peace and joy and happiness, no sickness, no sadness, no hurt, no pain. Which one do I want? Do I want it now? Or do I want some now and all later? Life is filled with trials and tribulations. We know that. There's chaos, there's hurt, there's pain, there's dishonesty, there's distraction, there's deception, there's all of those things. But friends, you can see through those things if you have the truth guiding you. Now, that truth will open your eyes to things that are going to be hard to see. That truth is going to open your eyes to things that maybe wasn't what you were always told. And this holds true even in the spiritual realm. One of the things that God has convicted me of over the years is the manner, not only the manner in which I teach, but the content that I teach. Let it be what it really says, not what somebody else says, not someone's opinion, or not an age-old doctrine or theology. And I don't say that to be offensive to anyone who holds true to those things. God has got a clear message for everybody. Everybody. Nobody's left out. Your time is always ready. The question is, are you? And I'm going to leave you with that today. It's something to ponder on. If you want to know more, you want to understand more, and you would like to talk about it deeper, contact me. But I'm asking you to share this message with all of those that are important to you because their time's ready too, but they might not be. Let's tell people the truth, friends. Let's tell people that God loves them. God's got a plan for their life. He wants them included. All they got to do is say yes. The ways of the world are going to be what they are. The ways of the world are going to continue to be anti anything that will set you free. Mentally, spiritually, physically, everything, the whole way, emotionally, all of it. That's the ways of the world because the enemy doesn't want you free. The enemy wants you dependent on something else. God is saying, I'll walk with you through every step of it. And I not only walk with you, but I'll walk you through it. And you'll come out better on the other side because you've got a promise. You truly have hope. As we shared yesterday, confident expectation. And that can only come in the person of Christ. Because when he said here, my time has not yet come, he was clearly saying, but it will. Your time is ready now. The question is, are you? I hope you have an awesome day. I look forward to hearing from everybody that writes and calls in and emails and everything else. And if you don't have any of those points of contact, you messenger me or just write a comment on this post and I'll reach back out to you. I really look forward to connecting with you. It is my joy, my honor to share these times with you. I look forward to being with you again tomorrow, Lord willing, for another moment together here at Making It Simple. God bless you. Have a good day.